All right, and we're live. So,
We are live.
welcome everybody back to the Blue Collar Society podcast. Tonight we have Dimitri with DG Pro Remodeling. So,
What's up? What's up?
DG Pro.
yeah, DG Pro.
Go.
Where are the gloves, bro? You don't got the gloves? I think you're the only person we know that's got branded gloves.
Yeah, I think that was the thing that I got a guy from, I think Palestine or whatever he's from, and I got gloves, pants, and shirts, everything from him, and then everything else didn't fit except the shirts and then the gloves. But the gloves are too small as well for my hands.
My man got DG Pro
I like those
Remodeling
gloves.
underwear just because it's a business expense. No.
Yeah, why not? This is the way we roll.
We haven't seen that DGG string, have we? DG string.
DG string.
String.
But Harry's over there setting the mood on us like that.
Man,
I see.
that was too much. That was too much.
But I know you can put a soundbite of some Marvin Gaye in the background when you turn it
So
Donnie's
Dimitri,
gonna be
we've,
here. Donnie's gonna be on tonight, or Donnie's not gonna be here.
no, unfortunately not tonight.
No.
But so we've known you for a while, Dimitri. We've seen you at coverings. We've seen you on Instagram. You're actually, I mean, not quite local, but you're local to me. Technically local to Harry almost too. You're probably about equal distance away,
Yeah.
honestly. But tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do? And give us the rundown, man.
Hey, so yeah, hi everybody. My name is Dimitri. I'm the founder of a company named DG Pro Remodeling, and basically what we do, main stuff that we're focused on is bathroom remodeling and kitchen remodeling. But that doesn't mean that we only focus on those kind of things. I mean, I'm in the remodeling business for the past 14 years. So I started out with my dad, and just keep going, keep going, keep going. So I got to the point in life where I started my own thing. I used to work for a bigger company, and then I was like, I can do this on my own. I have the experience, I have the knowledge how to do it, and there's never late to learn, to get better, and then focus and move on, move on, move on. So yeah, kitchens, bathrooms, floors, windows, doors, you name it, drywall work. I mean, lots of stuff, you name it.
So you're like Harry. With enough money, you'd build someone a rocket. Like,
Basically, yeah, but sometimes there's stuff like. So I'm basically more at this point more focused on doing something cool. I don't like the standard. Like there's standards. What's standard? Standard is a handyman can come and do it. Like either you do it or a handyman. If there's something complicated that a handyman is not able to do, then comes in a professional who has interest in that thing, what he's doing. So I'm at this point I'm more trying to focus on things like custom this, custom that, something that's really complicated, and other people don't want to spend their time to show off their professional skills to get something done.
Out of the ordinary stuff. Like it.
Yeah, something old, like an old house, old bathroom. That's they have to focus, and you have to think while you do, not just slapping things on, getting done, making the money, and leave. I mean, I'll leave that to my guys. So my guys do that part of the job, and I'm more focused on cooler stuff. I would say it that way. Yeah, cooler stuff.
Nice.
there seems to be a reoccurring thing I'm noticing with people. Everybody's kind of stepping away from the standard. I mean, there is a time and place for like production installation, but I think everybody here and everybody in our community is kind of moving more towards the custom side, just because you get more satisfaction, you get more thinking out of it.
Yep, that's true. I mean, and at some points, you have to really show off thinking, use your brain, use your skills, and the experience do you have to accomplish something. Because, I mean, standard is not fun. When is the challenge? Like we are men, we all love challenges. So when there's a challenge in front of you, and that challenge pays you, but I'm getting to the point where the challenges will pay me enough so I can spend more of my time and get it to the perfect condition. So I would be satisfied with things that I'm doing.
Yeah, also, I mean, I think I mean, I can't speak for myself, even though I do tend to like take on jobs where um it's something that I've never done before. I those type of jobs I do gravitate to, but I think it's just like a lot of the guests that have kind of voiced this I guess this structure to their business or whatnot. Um they just kind of been in the game for a while, and you just kind of get tired of doing the same old things, man. And especially if you're scaling, that's stuff that you can easily just pass on to your, your lead guys and have them
Yep.
take care of that type of stuff, and then you can focus on things that are either more challenging or just more fun or just
This is the
type
dream.
of work where you can express your creativity, man.
Yeah, this is the dream. I think all of us in this kind of businesses, they're like, I mean, my dream honestly is to get the team so the team can take care at least 50% of the work that you do off of your shoulders, so you can focus on more like business stuff, meeting new people, meeting
Yes.
builders, contractors. Growing bigger, growing your what's it called?
Your brand.
Your brand, your list of names, and creating something that's gonna last. Like I want to leave something behind me, not just me as the Dimitri. Because at this point, like most of the times, I start realizing that I am the team, I am the company, and like I cannot leave the job site because I have to be focused on this thing. I cannot let it go. I cannot trust my guys enough, but they've been working for me for the past 3 years. I cannot trust them enough so they'll take care of the job without me taking care of them. Like I have to control all of it, and it's a really tough thing to just get a person from a street to get into the game. It's like it's a challenge, always a challenge. So now at this point, I got my 3 guys with me working, and they've been with me for a couple of years. I can trust them enough to leave them in the people's house so they can get some stuff done, but I still have to manage it. So like it's gonna be way better for me to, if I get to the point where my team is able to take at least 50% off of my shoulders, so I can focus on more major things and like growing the brand. Looking at Winnie, looking at remodeling teacher. There's a lot of people, influencers there who show you how to do it, and they're at the point already where you want to be. So like, I want to move on. I want to do something else. Like maybe create something. Maybe some kind of bathroom vanity, a cool bathroom vanity that I can put in the mass production that's gonna bring me money, so I can focus on other things. Like I don't want to get into building houses, or like I don't think that's the game for me.
Did you say that
But
your guys have been working for you for 3 years? All 3
yeah,
of them?
yeah. No, only 2 of them. 2 of them, a father and a dad, a father and a son. They've been working for me for 3 years now. Yeah.
Okay.
So see, at some
And
point, you have to take a job that doesn't pay you enough, or that's not in your interest, just to make their salary. That's the biggest problem in business. You have to hold the people that you trust, because they have to be sure 100% that tomorrow when they wake up, they're going to have a job to do.
Mhm.
They can get paid at the end of the week. So this is a tough game. Friday comes, check go out. Friday comes, check go out. And it's my thing that you have to go. You're the one who's bringing the materials. You're the one who's talking. You're the one who's doing the quotes. You're the one who's doing the work. And it's just a lot on yourself, a lot. And I figured out one thing, that when I have less work, I get annoyed, I get tired, I get bored. When I'm busy as a flying around all day like that, getting tasks done, talking to customers, bringing materials to the job site, I'm like, it's me. This is what I want. This is what I like. I mean, this keeps me driving. This keeps me going.
You're staying
keeps me
productive.
motivated.
yeah, man.
Now, would you say, obviously you can't completely step away from your company, from your crew just yet, but would you say that your business has grown significantly since you've been able to step away for a short period of time and handle the business and the administration and the marketing side of your company?
Yes, definitely. Because I got when I started out, I had portal cable tools. I had the regular tool bag. I wasn't investing that much because I was just at the beginning. I had the old F-150. I had it for the past 4 years, and I was
You
driving
murdered
We
that
took
that
a
truck.
ride. The one we took a ride in at Coverings.
Yeah.
You still got it?
That's my first truck, and I still have it. I'm selling it right now. Now I got myself this year a bigger car, so I can see that stuff is moving. Like I'm getting better. The reviews are still 5 stars. Customers are satisfied. Of course, there is one white bird a year that you cannot get satisfied. Doesn't matter what you do. There's a person always like that, but it's okay. I already got used to it. I already got used to that stuff, and I'm like, all right. There's always gonna be one person that you do whatever you want, kiss their ass or whatever. Sorry for my language, but yeah. You won't be able to get that
You can
person
curse here.
satisfied. Yeah, you won't be able to get that person satisfied. So I'm like, all right, That's fine. But
Yeah.
yeah, business growing. I got a bigger truck. I got a bigger van. I got more tools. So in 1 year, I switched from all compressor tools. I have a whole set. For another crew, it's a full set ready in the garage. I switched from that to battery set. So there's a lot of money that I've put into the business. So at this point, like tool wise, I don't need anything. I can do a full remodel of a bathroom, a full remodel of a kitchen. I got all the tools I need, and everything is battery operated. Only not battery operated is the table saw. I'm dreaming to get one, and and chop saw. Those Milwaukee or rather DeWalt ones, the ones with double batteries. This is
Yeah.
next step. Like it's not that I don't have the money for it, but it's not the point where I'm ready so I can pass the other chop, because I got 3 of those chop saws. I got 2 of those table saws. It's like it's not the point where for me as a pro, like I want to come in and knock those trims out, get it done fast. I don't want to do any work with those cables. Like I got everything on the batteries. A pro, you come in, you do it fast, make the money, you leave. Like I'm not at that point yet, but still, I'm getting there step by step. And for the past 4 years that I own my own company, I can see the results, and I can see where this is taking me.
Are you being nicer to your new van?
Yes. I've built some shelves. I still have to reorganize everything. I just have to figure out a way. Either I'm gonna do it a sloppy handyman job and build a couple of shelves there, and store tools, or I'm gonna put some money into it and get some professional shelves in, to get everything organized, like those nice vans, at the Instagram or at YouTube that you see, cool work van.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
What's the next big investment you got coming?
Oh, that's a good question. Didn't really think about that. I think maybe a dump trailer, because I get tired of.
It's worth it.
Yeah, I get tired of going to trash. Very tired.
We spoke on that. You definitely want to do that, not only because you're not going to beat your body up having to unload it manually. 2, it's a time saver because you don't have to unload your van, to load it with trash, to unload it back on, to put the tools back. Like the amount of time you're losing in between, and also because when you start
moving
running
a bathroom, sorry.
When you're running crews, most of them have trucks, right? So you can even send, like, my helper can be like, "Hey, take the trailer to the dump." You can hook up. I'm not losing time. I can still, do that, but definitely a worthy investment. You know what I mean?
100%. Yep.
But, yeah, at least from my thought is, especially when you get to those older floated bathrooms, if you're loading into a bed of a truck or like a utility trailer, you're moving a bathroom twice. You're loading it into the trailer and then you're hand loading it off of the trailer, which was a big, especially when you're when you deal with those floated bathrooms and those cast iron tubs, it's a rough day.
Yeah, they're heavy. I mean, at some point, right now, I'm young. I'm feeling great. I don't have any pain in muscles when I get home, because I'm at this age point where everything's doable. But if you want to try to think about like future stuff, definitely to come in. It's gonna save you time and it's gonna save you money, because you load everything, you lose time worth money. So you're in the business to make money, to provide for your family. So if you want to get faster, you want to move faster, you drive a trailer to the job site, you leave it there, guys load everything, 5 minutes, trailer's empty. You move on. Speed figures out everything, and that makes you make money for the long term. So I do agree on the trailer. I was thinking about it, but it's not a big amount of money to invest in the business, but it's not small. So it's something that you have to think about it first. For me, at my
talk. You got to talk to your tax advisor too, and make sure you strategize that so you can maximize your profits and tax write-offs and all that. You don't want to do everything in 1 year, because sometimes you can carry it over or whatever. But
yeah, this year is the car. Definitely is the car, and yeah, it's worth every penny. I was so frustrated all the time in this little F-150. I took the seats out. It was filled up with tools, trash, materials in the back. Every day you have to unload something, you have to load something. You get tired of this. For the 4 years that I was working there, I got tired of it. And right now, when you just drive home, you press the button, you lock the car. You're like, you don't have to unload anything. You can stay in the car. You have enough space. It's big. It's huge. And right now I'm thinking it's small. I gotta get a larger one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you got to see where the business is going to take you. I also find that you know, for us new contractors, let's say, because we haven't been on the game long enough to say that, you know what I mean, and you kind of have to let it show you when it's time to upgrade, because
Yep.
I find that social media is corrupting a lot of contractors that want to speed things up to catch up to guys that have been in the game 6, 8, 10 years. And 10 years still not a long time in the game. You know what I mean? Like that's the
Yeah, that's true.
Like
It's just getting
relative-
established.
Right, you're just getting established. You know what I mean? Like, and you're going through the process right now yourself, which is you know, we spoke on that previously way back when I said, you know, you gain all the control, but you lost all your freedom. But now you're going to play the game where you're going to have to give up that control in order to gain back your freedom, and it goes via trust. You know what I mean? It's hard. I mean,
but it's a money thing as well. It's a money thing as well.
Not necessarily the money thing, because once you start gaining more freedom, you can produce more money.
That's true.
You know what I mean? You will produce.
Never know
more
until
money.
you try it.
Right, and I mean, I took my chances. I hired somebody, and little by little, I'm like, okay, here's the job, go. And I explain, and then I always ask myself, okay, as a leader per se, you have to make sure that you communicate everything clearly. You can't just assume that that person's going to know what the job needs. You know what I mean? Just because they are in construction, that doesn't mean they know what you want. So if I give them clear-cut instructions and then they make a mistake, that's different. But if they make a mistake and they're like, well, you never told me that, then it's literally on me.
Yep.
So I think you have to, your next evolution is going to be able to translate what you need per jobs. I mean, especially if you had a crew for 3 years, by now they should know your speed and your style.
Yeah, the drywall work, the trim work, window door installation, maybe some of the backsplashes they can handle, and painting they can handle all of it. I'm satisfied that I spent that much time and I teach them the way that I need to get stuff done on my role, like the way that I expect the job to be. So my customers would be happy because I know the level of the finished product that has to be. Like I teach them to, I taught them to that point where they can provide me what I want at this point. But it's still, it's like, to be honest, it's like 30% the most of all the things that I do. Like, because it's like maybe I'm doing it the wrong way, because today I can do the staircase with wood. Tomorrow I'm going to do a bathroom. Next week I'm going to do a kitchen. And it's tough to teach guys to know everything, because I've been in the industry for 14 years and then they never work in construction, and they've been here for 3 years. But for the 3 years that they're working in it, they made huge progress. Like, they're good at stuff that they do. I don't have to come back and redo something after them. So at least at some point I can see the results that I got myself to.
So your guys, they didn't have any construction experience before they met you?
I got them at 0. Yep.
Honestly, I kind of like that, just because you know you don't have to break any bad habits with someone. You can train them to do something exactly the way you want it.
Yep.
I mean, you don't want someone who's like not knowledgeable, because the as long as you know the basics, you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah,
like,
common sense and what end of the screwdriver is nice, Omar.
Well,
I know it's a lot to
common
ask for
sense-
now, but
common sense is a luxury nowadays, so I wouldn't go as far as that. I'm just saying, like, if you know that not, because you got to look at it from a mechanical standpoint. Everything that we do, right? Every trade has the same basics.
Yeah, that's true.
Translate plumbing into electric into this, because the basics are still there. So as long as you have the basics, then you can start going into details, like, because there's how many ways there is to tile a bathroom. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many ways, but like, you like a specific way, you know? So I think as long as they understand the basics, like, okay, this is what has to happen, like water shedding, you know what I mean? Like some stuff that, like, it's basic knowledge of in the construction world, I should say. You know, that's good. But if you get a guy who's seasoned and he comes in and he's like, well, I do this way, Junior, you know, and that's where the problem lies, when they're not teachable, you know?
yeah.
But you're, like I said, you're in that path. Definitely you have to put your energy into putting more trust. And I guess your job also as a team leader is to focus on which, who's stronger at what. You know what I mean? The guy's good at painting. I'm not going to put him on cabinets. If the guy's good in cabinets, I'm not going to put him on painting.
Liar.
Yeah, I sometimes I try to.
I'm bad at painting. He's seen my painting. Yeah. Liar, because he made me paint that bathroom. I literally asked him when I was up there. I was like, "Can you just dock my pay for the day?" Like, he knows I'm not lying either. I asked him that.
But, yeah, you're right at this point. But I still I know some stuff they're good at, but I'm still sometimes making the salary for them and still teaching them to accomplish new goals, so they can know more stuff, so they can understand how more stuff works, even if they're not gonna work for me. Like, I am not losing nothing. I'm just gonna lose a good team member. I'm not losing my name. I'm not losing my tools. I'm not losing my customers. So basically, you own the game. So like that, nothing's gonna change if a new person comes in. Not a whole lot. Like, you're still gonna be in the game. People still know you as a contractor, as a business owner, like as DG Pro Remodeling.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think it affects your brand necessarily, but if you're training someone from the ground up, and you're potentially losing time that you have invested into these people, because when you're training someone, you're not going to get a return immediately, right? You got to teach them the basics, and then once they actually know what they're doing, then you start getting your return on them.
The return comes, I would say, after 3 years. You start feeling at least 15% of the time that you invest, like money-wise. It pays off in 3. For me, it pays off in 3 years. At this point, I'm starting to realize that I can lose some time that I'm not at the job site, and I still get paid. Like, I'm gonna make the minimum as they do, even if I don't work this day or tomorrow. If I have something to do with the family, or I'm sick or whatever, it's gonna work for a little bit. But it's not gonna work without me, still.
Well, then that's your goal then, to put systems in place to replace you in essence, because you're gonna have to make the decision: are you the business or are you the installer?
Yeah, that's true. This is a very deep question to ask or to say. It is a really deep thing. Are you the installer or you are the business? So at this point, I am the installer and I am the business. I cannot let the business part go and be just the installer to make money, because this way it's not a business. I mean, I'm gonna make enough to pay my bills, to make enough to feed my family, and to have a little extra by myself. I don't need nobody.
Phone died. Dimitri, come back. I didn't mean that question.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I'll bring him back. That got in my eye. That burns.
That'll be hilarious if he actually does come back after you crack that. Come on.
Oh, that burns. That's
that's what she said. That's what she
said. Hold on. Where is it? Where's my patch? Larry, hold on.
Well, until Dimitri comes back on the podcast, what the hell, Dimitri? He's still on. His camera's off.
Oh, the patch is in the truck. Don't worry, Larry. This is for you.
Either that or he's whooping someone's ass.
Nope. I think he's coming back. He just unmuted. Oh boy!
I think he heard the crack of the. He heard the crack, and he was like,
"He's trying to come back."
Where? Is
try to leave a Dimitri and then rejoin on that link.
Yeah, go leave and come back.
Unless he's taking a phone call, which could potentially be. Quick intermission.
But yeah, no, like that was.
Man, you're that old.
Damn. I'm not that old. I just grew up in 3 different times. My grandparents' times, my time, and then your time. But yeah, no, Dimitri. I mean, you're going through the same thing yourself. I mean, as far as being able to put trust in somebody else and walk away from the business a little bit. I mean, the installer side of the business, not the business. Mm-hmm. I guess we're all going through that phase, and then that's the other question too that I always see people trying to rush the process.
So I'm here.
He's back.
Yep. Somebody give me a call, so I had to put the phone on do not disturb.
Oh,
You heard the call.
Yeah.
So
we were trying to bring you back. I cracked open a fresh one for you. Oh, you got a Modelo. I put the beer away and got Red Bull because you were on.
Yeah,
Cheers,
he
well,
upgraded.
I've got a Corona Bloody Mary over here.
Got it. Well, cheers, mate.
Salud.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I think all of us are entering that stage where we're trying to figure out systems and plays that because you can work hard and go after jobs, you know what I mean? But you're going to reach a point where you're going to start losing money because of it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because you're not being able to focus on the business. And like, I'm at that point where it's like, I can focus on the installations, but I'm losing business because I can't focus on the business.
Because you can handle more work coming in. You don't have enough employees.
I just don't have time to, not even that. I don't even have time to go do the estimates, let alone actually that's what I'm saying, the business side of it. You know what I mean? Like I don't have time to do estimates. And then when it's good to be booked out, but it's also not good to be booked out. You know what I mean? Because now you're losing customers in that booking period.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Whereas if you had your main installer crew and then a smaller crew that handle small jobs, you know what I mean? Like, a quick painting job, a quick, trim work job, like the small stuff. I'm at a point where I can't take that because I'm so locked in.
Some of those jobs, if you put it if you look at the month, you can take 2-3 jobs a month and you can still make a good amount of money on them, but you're losing them. A fast job, a easy job.
Right, easy job. And that's where the money is, the easy jobs.
Yep.
Well, and how many of those side jobs have you come across, Omar, now that you have a helper? Where you're like, oh, yeah, I can get this done. That's his salary for the week, right? And then we can focus on the main job.
Right. So now that I know that he likes to do carpentry and all that stuff, I can actually take on not. Funny thing is, you
can stop making that man paint.
I looked at it. I was like, "You don't like painting, do you?" He's like, "Yeah, I hate it." I was like, "Am I the only one who actually enjoys painting?"
I like everything I do. Don't really matter to me.
I enjoy. There's really not much job that I hate. There really isn't. I like painting.
I hate the electrical part.
No. Oh.
I really, really hate the electrical part. I cannot, I can put a switch on, I can put a fan on, I can do some in-ceiling light, the can lights, and then when you have to put wires in when it hits, when electricity hits you, I'm like, nah, not for me. I'm done.
So essentially, if you've got to touch a breaker, it's a no-go. No home runs for Dimitri.
No, what's breaker? I don't know what's breaker. Breaker pedal?
Yeah, no, I mean,
it feels like a little pinch when you get shocked, man.
Yeah,
it tastes like a little pinch too. No.
Dude, my daughter, 1-year-old, right? Were you here when she whacked herself? I don't know if Jeremiah was here when
whacked herself, or
no? She went to because in my island we have the 2 outlets. Remember, on the side of the island.
Oh yeah.
Well, she pulled the outlet halfway out, and then she decided to touch it both with her fingers.
So that's called a lesson.
That's crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She came screaming. She's like, "Did she get shocked?" I said, No. She just learned a very valuable lesson. I said, "Do you gonna touch that?" She's like, "No."
Who did that? Your daughter?
Yeah, my 1-year-old. She shocked herself.
Oh my god.
And my father goes like, "She's gonna die
again."
It's 120. It's not. It stings. If it was 220, I'd be like, okay, it might bite. You know what I mean?
The biggest thing, sorry to interrupt, the biggest thing that I'm fighting is Winnie's thing that he said, life-work balance, is the thing that I still not figure out.
What's that?
No. What's that?
Well, that's because... Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's because we're still all in the building phases. I mean, we've some of us have been doing it for a couple of years. I think Harry might be in it the longest in business out of all of us.
How long are you, Harry, in business?
I started April 2020.
Oh, well, I'm in the construction
same time.
Well, I mean, as far as the business side of things.
No, the business side of things.
I started 2019. I opened my own company 2019.
All right, flex on us then. Okay, but we're still in the building phases of it. I mean, you're 3 years in, and you're still building. You can't just walk away from your company. So that balance kind of comes once you've established your company. At least that's how I feel it's going to end up being. I'd like to be
quality. If you don't want to lose the customers, the 5-star reviews, You have to be here for it.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
your
yeah,
name, your brand's gonna work for you. But that's gonna take time. At least I think. At
No,
least
I
5
agree with
years.
that.
At least
I don't know.
5
To
years.
an extent, yes. I mean, to an extent, your brand and your stuff will work for you. But I also noticed too that like Misha and all those guys, they don't stop. You don't
don't
get
stop.
more work-life
But
balance. You don't stop. So
sky is
the
the
idea
limit.
of us thinking
Sky is the
that
limit.
we're gonna get to a point and like we're gonna be able to do this, and no, dude, it's gonna get worse actually because now we really have to make sure this works. Like right now, you can still walk away from it and like go
Yep.
get a job and be a normal person. But once you reach that point where like the wheels are turning, you can't. You
No, we're
literally just-
stubborn. We ain't working for someone else.
What do you
We've had
think?
too much.
What do you think? It's the point. Where is the point? 10 employees, 15 employees. Where is the point in business?
No, I don't think it
Your
matters.
own
I don't think the
store.
number of employees works. I just think
No. It's you.
man, there's so many factors. There's so many things that go into realizing when you're there.
Because for myself, I have a perfect in my head a perfect figure out model that is gonna work. So you build your brand for a couple of years, then you open a showroom, you start selling those cabinets, those vinyl floors. Customers have a showroom, they can come in, they can inspect your work, they can feel touch. So you're making money on reselling the product, you're making money on getting the job done, and
One-stop
selling.
shop.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. What's stopping you from doing that now?
Money and the risks. I cannot put my family to risk at this point and get another mortgage on my head to pay for the store. It's tough.
At least not now. That's the thing. Not now.
Not at this point. Not at this point. My
Would you
wife right now
like,
goes to
I think-
college. When she's gonna finish college, maybe stuff is gonna get a little easier on me. You know, she's getting into the dentist industry, so it's gonna take some time. We got time. Maybe our daughter's gonna get a little older, go to school. Things gonna get a little better. We'll figure stuff out. But we're.
I think you mentioned what the capital. I think capital is one of the biggest things that
money.
will let you know, because once you have the capital and you can move however you want, then you have to think, okay, well, can I actually step away from the business and will it run itself if I step away?
Well,
Because if you don't, there's so many things that can go into it. So I mean, not to really go back to it, but you said, how many employees do you think you need to have? It's how many quality employees do you need to have to sustain the business without you being there, and then you can jump off and do other things.
Well, to be honest, 3 people as me.
Well, see, and that's
it.
the
And
question
that's it.
becomes: how many can you manage? Right? If some people can manage 10 people, no problem.
Yeah,
I know I can't.
because I was working for my cousin's company and I was managing a couple of people for the 3 years. So I have a little bit of experience in managing, with talking to customers, with delivering the materials to the job sites, figuring stuff out and working in the same time.
Yeah.
So at this point, I mean, I would feel comfortable if I would have at least 2 people as me on my right hand and my left hand, that they can take care of a couple of things. I can take care of a couple of things, and I can still come at some point to the job site and still do a little bit of work. But it's going to be more business work rather than actual physical work. This is what I'm scared of, this part. Because I cannot imagine myself waking up in the morning and not doing anything with my hands. I love to work with my hands. Like, I really love it. I enjoy it a lot. I enjoy what I build.
I don't know if it's a capital or a employee thing. It's really not, because if you think about it, when you started, you didn't have a capital.
No, I had zero.
So it's not
Zero.
the cap. So it's not the
Portable
capital.
cable tools, a whole truck.
And a pack of crayons.
you don't think it's a contributing factor at all?
No, I really truly.
That's because you're from New York and money is like just worth.
No, I mean,
it's like it's just $30,000. That's only like a month pay or a month of mortgage.
Because think about it. Even some of the great.
Omar, you still have job security?
Yes.
Okay, then
Well,
you're on a different boat than the rest of us.
well, no, not necessarily, because it used to be job security. Used to be. Now it's survival because of inflation. Now
We're all dealing with that.
The thing that I'm saying with that is that it's not about the capital, because you can always go and source business loans and all that stuff. I think it really boils down to fear.
Business
Fear of
loans.
failure.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to take out a
Yeah,
business
so
Fear
nobody
of
wants to pull out some loans. I'd rather finance
No,
myself.
not even that. Not even that. But what I'm saying is like literally the fear of
But
you,
it's
like
tough. Imagine pulling out a loan. Like imagine this thing. Like if it's not a capital. So like let's say your life worth $5K a month. You want to work. You don't want to work. You're sick. You're not sick. You have to make $5K to pay for your life, for everything. And right now you're putting your family to risk because like you're making, let's say, approximately 7,000-8,000 a month, 9, 10. And then right now at this point, you can save up or cover some credit cards debts or whatever you have stuff going on, or you can take 3 grand out of it and risk it again and put it into the showroom. It may work, it may not. So it's a risk. It's a financial risk that you put your family to risk because at some point, if something breaks, if you break, because you're the business, you break, everything stops. You have payments go, you're in debt, you lose the business, you lose everything.
Yeah.
This is the scary
so
part. Like,
you have to.
what I'm saying, you know, for the showroom thing, like for example, for the showroom thing, and you mentioned Misha because you know he rents a studio.
Yep.
That is your showroom, which also acts as your warehouse because I'm sure, like either one or two at least in here have a storage that you're renting.
I don't. My garage, I will show you my garage. It's freaking full
Right.
to the top
Exactly.
with shelves.
So what I'm saying is that you don't have to go and pull out immense amount of money to do this. You really don't. You would be renting a
Find a
spot
smart
where you
way
can
to
bring.
do it. Like, you have to start to interrupt. You have to stop at some point, look around, realize what's going on, and then see, do you actually need it at this point right now? Like, do you want to proceed that way? Do you want to take this path? You want to take the risk on? Like, either a storage. It's not a lot of money. I guess $100 a month or whatever. You will. But does it worth it? Do you need this at this point? Is the storage going to bring you money?
Well, showroom.
Well,
Showroom.
There's also risk management involved on this. I mean, someone, you know, if you're set up like Dimitri said, if you got the brand and you got the leads coming in, you got the work, right? Then it makes sense to make that step. You have the financial security to do that. But you know, especially when you got, you know, family involved. I mean, everybody here except me has, you know, kids and family. So, you know, you have to also keep that in mind. So
but also too, like what I'm saying is with that is we to an extent you do need capital, but I think what you need to do is
give me a second. I'm gonna let this cat out because it scratches the carpet.
You know, I think we all have a or at least I would hope that we all have a small amount of money that would give you a window to try that. 6 months to a year. You can get a year lease and jump into that because the showroom thing is another bucket list of myself.
It's a new level.
In the showroom. Right, exactly. But
and a new task on you.
You know, you want the lead. So basically, the catch-22 here is like you want the leads in order to create the showroom, but the showroom is the one thing that's going to create your leads. So you're caught in the middle. It's like, well, I need money to create leads, but if you actually create the leads, it'll bring you the money. So
okay, one question then. Well, then question: if you said that's on the bucket list for you, why aren't you there yet? Why can't you do that tomorrow?
That's actually my 24 list.
Your 24 list?
24 for the year.
I'm like, you're way past 24, buddy. That list is past.
No. I truly this year is going to be. There's two things that I'm going to try out this year. Real estate is one of them, because obviously we're about to lose the window of buying houses. If you haven't realized with the whole interest rates that are going down now, they actually came out and officially said they're going to go down. Because when interest rates go down, home prices go up. Vice versa. You know what I mean? So that's going to be the one thing that I want to try this year is get into real estate somehow, some way, because that's the ultimate goal.
Well,
and
partners. The first thing that you can do is with partners.
Which we're working on. We're working on that.
Get into the meats of that. You didn't answer the question. Let's get to it. I want to see this.
But the other one with the showroom is, yes, that is actually the goal, because it's going to be easier to have like a brand. Like we're currently right now, it's just me. It's the brand, but there's not an actual storefront. Somebody can come in and do the designing. Like same model that Misha has is which is what I want. It's not going to be a front door where people can just come in. It's going to be by appointment only, and use that as my, like, okay, you want a bathroom? Come here. We're going to sit down. You get 1 hour of my time or 2 hours, whatever we designate. We design your bathroom there. We make all the contract decisions there. So we're not going to the house and doing all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Aside from
But why can't that happen tomorrow? Is what I'm saying though.
tomorrow? Because
Yeah, like why can't you pull the trigger on that tomorrow?
Because I haven't found the storefront around me.
You can go down to the deli.
House, for
Go
sure.
down to the deli. He'll
Now,
find you a
you see-
storefront.
Dude, you've seen my town.
Yeah,
Everything goes quick.
Yeah.
I mean,
I will give them that much. It is a small town, so all the storefronts are kind of nabbed up, unless you got that big stone building. But I think probably it's broken down on the inside. The one that's by the old wine looks like a castle.
Wait,
So why not build something on your own property?
no.
His plot's not set up for that.
No. Plus, it wouldn't be. No, see, that's where you don't want to put it in your backyard either, because that can complicate things, both from a tax point and also a business point.
No, this is where I'm gonna pull your card, Omar. Why not? Sounds like an excuse. No.
No, that's not an excuse.
But
yeah, no, definitely, it's on the thing. I have been looking.
I'm just trying to get to. I just want to get to understand why do you think the capital is not a contributing factor? Because I feel like capital is a contributing factor for everything. Anything you want to do in life, if you ain't got the capital, bro, you can't move.
But capital in what sense? The rent?
Yeah, well,
No,
see,
the capital to do whatever the fuck you want. You know, like if you want a showroom and you want to fill that thing up with all the nicest materials, and you want to have pallets full of materials in the back.
With the nice materials, these days is not a problem. You give a call to a cabinet company.
Yeah, they'll send you.
I have a showroom. Give me your product. They send you the
No. Of course, getting materials is not.
It's only the rent. The rent, but you don't want to get a place just a front store, like a store. You want to get a place where you can store stuff,
warehouse space,
where you can get your employees to come in and pick up stuff in the morning. Like you have to have and we're talking about not $1,000. We're talking about $3,000 at least.
Yeah, and you have to show your. It's like when you go rent an apartment, right? They want to see your income statement, right? And they want to see it for the year, and they'll sit you down like, nope, you don't meet it. Like, what's your credit? Nope, you don't meet it. Go. Like, it doesn't matter if you offer to write them a check for the year right then and there. They're like, no, we want to see, your income stream.
Yeah, no,
that's what I was trying to kind of get. I was trying to get to that because it's like, if you want to do all these things, like, there comes a point where you're gonna have to sit down with either a banker, an investor, or whoever, and everybody's gonna want to see that you can stay afloat and that you have been able to prove that for the past I don't know how long, because you're not just nobody's just going to rent out a big commercial space out with a showroom and warehouse space in the back to just some handyman, so like,
well, you also have what is your showroom going to be? See, for Omar, it's by appointment only, right? It's not storefront, does not walk in. Dimitri, what's your ideal showroom? What's the process? Is it?
So see, the thing that I used to work with my cousin for 3 years, and it's a perfect business model that works. That made him fly really high at this point. 20 plus employees, granite shop. It's top notch. But yeah, he was living here for 25 years. He got to the point where he figured out the perfect business model, because people come into his showroom. He sells tile, he sells cabinets, he sells work, he sells designs, he sells fixtures. Money's coming from everywhere. So the money that he sells from pays the showroom, the rent, and he's getting extra 30% off into his pocket without doing nothing. But he had established a team. Me and my brother was working at the point, doing all the jobs, doing all the business, actual handwork. See? So he got that figured out. Like he took the risks, while seeing that his team can manage and function without him really being involved in the business, without him spending money and spending time working on the job site. So this is the biggest problem. Like, if you get to the point where the team handles it, it's a click. You got to take on. You got to move.
Yeah, but when I'm talking about the showroom, like for example, the ideal showroom for me is, obviously in the back I have storage space. Up front, same thing. I offer all the material, right? There's not an option
Cabinets,
to outsource material.
tile,
Exactly.
Vinyl flooring.
Exactly.
Is a thing. You make a lot
Designing,
of money.
like I do
Pictures, working with brands. It's money.
But here's the thing. here's the thing I'm getting there. I wouldn't want to do a by appointment only, right? I would want someone that's in the
Yeah.
showroom
You have a
manning it
manager
at
there,
all
a
times.
person who comes in every
Yes.
day, like you have it. But that's
Yep.
involving even more. That's
Yes.
Google. That's
Yep.
that's maps and stuff, because people want to come in, stop in, check out. They have to talk to your customer service representative or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a lot involved.
Yep. But now you have an extra salary involved in it. So
that's why I said mine would be appointment only, because obviously the area that I'm in, as you see, foot traffic is not going to be the situation.
yeah, that much I understand.
In my area also, it's a different kind of people. Like they wouldn't be walking into a store like that unless they knew exactly who they're walking into. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Area is like that. They don't
But
just
another thing is
let me walk in and pick a tile. They're not like that.
Another thing is YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. All of
Social
that's going to
media.
work for you. That's going to be at least 30% of your customers when you're going to get to the point of where you have a store, where you have a showroom. All of them want to come and just check it out. Tell their friends. Maybe you at some point will drop the prices down and be a little bit lower. Than you'll find a way. You'll find a connection. You'll be lower than a box store, and you'll get people want to come in and check it out. Because there is ways. Everybody's circling around, trying to make money, trying to get new connections and more business involved. So there is a way for sure, and there is a way to drop the prices down. So this is how we're going to attract more customers, and via social media as well.
And you have to build your brand, right?
But
so
first,
if
yes,
nobody knows who
social
you
media,
are,
you
you can't
gotta
just throw a
distribute it.
shop up. Yeah.
Yep.
So you can either build your brand or you got to pay Google. And Dimitri, I don't know if you've looked at Google in your area, but here in the Triangle, I had to pay Google a minimum of $835 a month. And that was just for me to somewhat show up. So, you either pour a lot of money into it or you pour a lot of time into it.
That's true. That's true.
Also, well, I guess I want to ask, do you think that, this question is not exactly directed towards you, Omar, but do you think that with an appointment only, do you think that you need to offer something exclusive?
Custom design. You could custom work. So.
Well, I think we all, it doesn't matter if you're doing appointment only or if you're doing
Every bathroom
open
is custom.
showroom. I think everybody wants to do custom. If you're doing your own design, it's obviously going to be custom, but
it's not a plastic insert anymore these days. It's all different.
I think with the appointment only is like, it simplifies a few things. Number one is, for sure they're going to show up. Like hoping that foot traffic rolls into your store. It's almost like any other store in the mall, which currently are dying as fast as they go up.
Yep.
And the second thing is like, at least you now know you're establishing yourself as like, we are custom. So if you're coming here, not to say that you're not going to do a cookie cutter bathroom, you're not going to turn down work. You can have a crew do that, but having that establishment too is because what do you want to be? Do you want to sell Honda Civics or do you want to sell Bentleys? You know what I mean? But if you show yourself as a Bentley dealer, you're going to get Bentley prices. But you can't, you know what I'm trying to say? You can't.
Yeah,
that's why the utility of it is you want to establish that. That's why not every job is for everybody, right? There's some jobs that you won't.
So in your case, you would be the exclusive. It's you who is like what they have, what you have.
Special.
I'm sorry, what they get by coming to you is the exclusivity.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's not necessarily the type of materials that you want to sell. It's just coming to you. It's
me and say, listen, I got this.
So the product. You want to sell your product. You want to sell your time by money to get paid enough.
Think about it. Like you got enough guys that can do bathrooms, but how many do you know that can actually do custom bathrooms?
Not a lot.
That's the market that I want to be in. Like I don't want to just be a guy that can flip bathrooms.
You see that on Instagram. You see that there's a bunch of tile installers, but not too many tile installers out there can say that they're doing custom bathrooms every day.
Yep,
right.
That's true.
And then the ones that do, like Nate, like for instance, Nathan is one of them. He takes on custom. Out of the blue work, you know what I mean? And obviously that's the kind of price. I can't even think about how to price one of those. You know what I mean? Because it's not your standard bathroom. You're gonna have weird stuff, weird layouts. You know what I mean? So that's the I guess the goal for me is to be in that category. Because there's plenty of businesses here that can flip bathrooms on a standard level, let's say. But I want to make sure that I
Do you think?
upper market.
Do you think? Like, how long do you think it takes Nathan to do one of those custom bathrooms? Is he like he works solely by it's just Nathan, right? He doesn't have a helper or anything like that, right?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Sometimes I think he has a helper if it's like a large tile or.
I know I've seen like in his YouTubes in the past that he had either a helper or a best friend that worked with him and whatnot. But I mean, I'm just thinking like when it like for guys that do it just one man show, those custom bathrooms are time consuming.
Yeah.
So I mean,
On top
I think
of,
with
like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I kind of want to hear what you were going to say.
I would say it's custom bathrooms on top of the already like standard prep and things you already have to do, right? You're doing a bathroom itself already takes some time, and now you have to put this artwork on top of it. Because Nathan, let's face it, Nathan does art.
For me, it's a different thing. Like
Facts,
I love
facts.
a custom challenge. I love to build something cool. So the last bathroom, that not the last, but the one with the round tub and stuff, that bathroom actually took me 2 months to get it done. But I did not work there for 2 months. For her I gave her time and space to figure stuff out, to figure out the design, because she was not ready for what she planned. And I ended up working in her house for 6 months, doing the stairs, doing all the vinyl floors, doing 2 bathrooms. So, it's a big...
I thought he was in the bathroom. I'm like, Jesus, man.
Yeah.
It's a big, it was a big cash job. I'm like, wow, I can actually do this, and this can actually pay me to get something cool done. I've never done the zero entry on my company, on my end, and didn't put my name out there. I didn't build it with my hands. And the way that I build it for many years. I know that it's not going to leak. I use the right and proper materials. And, it's not perfect. It's not perfect. It's awesome looking. But like when I was done with it, I'm like, this, and this is the major issue that I need to take care of next time. So it's a learning experience. But for the money that she paid for it, she was very happy with it.
Now, and you say major issues, and I think everybody here, we're so self-critical, right? We're like, that's a major issue, right? But it's in all reality, it doesn't affect the shower. It's not anything like it's a minor thing, but to us, it's major, right?
Perfectionism. Because what I build, I want it to be perfect as I see it on other videos or other guys. Because I know, like, it's not a thing. Sometimes it's the money. Like, you have to get paid enough to spend twice as much time into it to get it to the perfect condition. Because like what's the point of doing it then if you cannot get it in the perfect conditions?
That's pretty much what I was trying to say with the market. Like, I want to get to a point where money and time is not the concern.
Yep.
It's the outcome. You know what I mean? Because it having a person that comes in and says, this is the bathroom that I have other bathrooms I could use, so I don't have to rush you. I need you out of my house. This is exactly what I want. This is my vision. And I like a customer that's not in a rush. That's not like, okay, we need
my number one goal always. I mean,
so you have, I think, so you in that case, then if that's where the direction you're going, then you have no intentions of scaling. Then do you?
No,
scaling to a degree where I can actually add a crew or two, yes, but scaling to the point where like I have like 10, 20 workers.
You can't scale this so much in his area.
Yeah, in my area you can only scale. If it is, you can't find a number, let alone.
You need to get the hell up out of there, man. You're so limited, it seems.
Honestly, no, it's a nice area, and it's
limited
a
on
nice
the work
area.
of the worker, not limited on the work. Work
I think
is there.
yeah.
No, it's
the work is there, but I mean, but
Trump Jr. lives right up the street from my house, so it's like the work is there. Trust me. But it's just that that's the market I want to break.
Oh no, it's a nice neighborhood over there.
Side of town where the houses oversee the town. That's the market I want to break into, where I'm going to be doing large format slabs throughout the whole house, or fireplaces that are bigger than my own house.
Do you want to get into the game? Like, do you want to actually get into the game?
That's the one I'm aiming for, and that's where I feel like it's going to be one of those like where we're going to focus more on the outcome than the time and money. Obviously,
it's going to pay you enough from the beginning.
Exactly. So it's like, and at that point, you can have a crew of, let's say, 5 guys, because you're going to need guys. If you're doing large tiles, you're going to need guys.
They can focus on regular stuff, and you can focus
You
on
know
the
what I mean?
cool
But
stuff.
right, but like that's the market I want, because there's plenty of companies here, like I said, around my area. They have 10, 20, 30 workers pumping, jobs after jobs after jobs. But again, those are the in and out 5 days crews. Oh, I can turn a
Yeah.
bath in 5 days. That's cool, but like, yeah, that's if you want to go with like a budget person that's very limited on their income. You know what I mean? Which
For
there's
me-
nothing wrong with it. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to get into the higher market where I don't have to worry about those kinds of things. You know what I mean?
For me, at this point, is I think a couple of people on Instagram that are very, very cool. It's Winnie Design, Heavy Tile, E-Tile, and another one is JC Tile. Those guys do amazing work.
Those markets, like especially
Amazing work. So, like, see, this is like the stuff, those cool stuff that he was doing on the floor with those crazy cut out tiles. This is insane. Like, this is the actual game, because you don't just do the work. This is art. It's different.
Does Jose
You're
work
actually
exclusively
building
for that Timberline company?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. He may have like 1 or 2 other guys, but I think exclusively.
Almost exclusively.
Yep.
Almost.
So that's my perfect tile installation. I look at those guys, I'm like, wow, heavy tile, those large traversing stones, the whole freaking house, hotel house.
All you gotta do then.
Oh my god, this is crazy.
How do you find? So, question for all of you: what would you say would be the best way to go about finding a way to network with these luxury home builders that need tile installers?
Just show up on site and just start tiling it, and then just walk.
No.
Just start the tile job.
No,
your name, the way that you're popular on social media, the connections you get, you have to visit all those shows. There's a lot of stuff going around. Network connections.
I personally feel it's like your work has to show that you are capable of, because that clientele is very picky. You know what I mean? They're not just going to grab anybody, and like you got to show that you can produce that. That's why sometimes like I will take a job that might pay me less, but I can get to do something cool with it. Because they can see that I can do it, but I'd rather take that pay cut just to have that in my portfolio per se. You know what I mean?
Oh, showpieces for sure. I do that. Yeah.
Showpiece, like I'll be like, hey, listen, we'll do large format tile. I'm not going to charge you extra, but we'll do the large format tile.
I want to learn it. I want to do it.
Yeah.
As long as they're willing to spend the money on the tile, obviously, because that's $500 a tile for like the cheapest one.
Yep.
But to answer your question, Harry, I think if you're going to get in with those bigger people, this is probably not the answer that people want to hear, but word of mouth, right? You really they have to hear your name at least twice, right? Someone brings you up, okay, they might reach out to you. If they hear your name twice from 2 separate people that don't know each other, then that would definitely speak numbers.
The network.
Well, how do you
have to establish your business to the point where you can let the business work, and you can go to the network meeting. You can go meet with the realtors.
Yes. So that's what I was getting. That's what I was trying to get at. So,
like, you have to have the business already established at the point where you're like, okay, it's gonna work. Today I'm gonna make less, but I'm gonna spend 3 hours on this meeting. I'm gonna meet new people. I'm gonna shake hands. I'm gonna drink a beer. I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna show my brand. I'm gonna show my social media. Look at this. I got 5-star reviews. I got YouTube. I got Instagram. The followers, the videos, something cool. I'm creative. Like, I'm ready to take on a task. Try me out. Like, you have to have an established business for it.
How far are Jeremiah and Dimitri? How far are you guys from each other?
I think 3 hours.
3 hours, yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit, that's a bit okay. Well, in your own in your own areas, do they have contractors associations?
No, but do you have a lot of realtors, a lot of groups on Facebook that do realtors meetups? Like, there is connections. Like, you have to just take your time.
Well, see, and
work and
here they have this thing called something contractors home builders association or whatnot, and they have these regular. I've spoken about this in the past in different episodes. I think they have these meetups, these networking events. They have them all over the place at a brewery, or they'll do a oyster roast or something like that, and they're just like all different types of networking events where it's like, I mean, if they don't have this in your area, then I mean, then like you said, Dimitri, you go to these realtor events and things like that where you can, rub shoulders or rub elbows with these type of people and whatnot. But here, I think it should be so easy when they're having those type of events because that's where you want to be. That's
Yep.
where all those home builders are going to be. And all you need to do is find a way to put yourself in the same room with these people.
Your brand. Like you're never we have this privilege. We're never gonna be embarrassed to talk to a builder. We're never gonna be embarrassed to talk to a guy who's doing custom homes, 20, 30 custom homes a year, because we have our brand, because we have our social media, and we have the proof that we get stuff done, that we get people satisfied. So for us, it would not be a problem. The problem is that you have to manage your time that way that you're still making money from your business, and you have time to go there and spend time actually talking and pushing yourself through. Because every big decision, every big building, how do they solve these questions? They come, drink a beer, shake hands, done. That's how it works. We're humans.
Yeah. So, and that's since you're able to step away from your company, that's part of an investment, right? You got to eat that cost because you're not really working at that time. So, and it's funny you mentioned the whole beer thing. There's been a couple bars.
Sound, but this is the way it goes. Not all of them, but most.
Well, something that's worked for me is, first of all, every city has a working class blue collar bar, and there's one that's mine. It's a redneck bar, but everybody in there is in the trades, right? So it's a good way to network. Now, that also being said, outside of next door, my next set of leads is I have a brewery right down the street from my house, and I go there a lot to the point where I've infected the staff. And I've put, my cards on the wall. And whenever someone talks about tile or getting bathrooms done, they recommend me, or they talk to other contractors. And I have my business meets. I talk with my flooring guy. I pay my people. I take my crew out to eat. We talk about the jobs. I mean, everything's there. And I'm about to do a custom mosaic showpiece for them, probably for free, just to advertise. So, you've got to, well, I don't know where
you got to pull those triggers
more than you receive.
Yeah. So, well, it works out for me because I'm in a smaller community outside of the regular city, if you will. But there's 3 major restaurants, right, that pretty much everybody in the city goes to. And the one I'm into, I would argue, is the top. But, you start establishing yourself there and building that relation, then they start talking. So, Omar, you're in a little bit of a smaller community, but I mean, your name will travel quick, right? I know Charlotte is pretty heavy. So, with people, so if you're able to get people to just talk about you, I feel like I'm rambling at this point, or get into those bars and kind of have a focused, concentrated target, and then start hopping around, then they'll start talking.
It's not going to bring you business right away. That's the biggest problem. Don't expect the work to come right away. You have to show up 5-6 times. You have to do some free stuff, show off some professional skills, and what we lose only money and our own personal time to push ourselves through. So let's say you're at the meeting, you meet those couple builders. He's like, hey man, yeah, my friend got a backsplash, come and do it. But he doesn't say that it's his backsplash. He wants to kind of check you out. So you go, you do it cheap, but you do it nice. You spend your time. There's nothing to be like, oh, there's something here. It's perfect. And this is how you build the actual relationship in between the people. Then he's like, he did it. He lost his time. I know that he lost money because this work worth more because he's in this industry. He knows, he sees stuff. And he's like, I can trust this guy. Let me try him out on another job. And that's how you build it up. That's what my idea about it. That's what my ideas about it is.
So let me ask, I guess, Dimitri and Harry, because I don't think Omar has a lot in his area with his concentration, because we're in a more of a, don't look at me like that, we're a little bit of a suburban area. A male looked at me. Have you guys tried reaching out to custom home builders? Because I do that regularly. I'll bug them. For me, I pull the same line. I was like, I noticed you guys don't do a large format tile. They're like, oh, like the 12 by 24. I'm like, no, that's cute. No, you're like the 24 by 48s. I was like, no, the big ones.
So I have actually on Instagram. I've reached out to several, but unfortunately, at the time when I did that, my profile didn't really have much tile work on it. So
reach back up. I bug mine.
Yeah, no, right now, Donnie actually got a really good connection with one of them, and he just told me and Donnie the other day that he's gonna make sure that all his tile work goes to us. So
That's good.
That's one. That's one. And
That's
I
first step
have
into the industry.
just what?
That's first step into the industry. That's first step to get an actual cool client, cool job
Mhm.
that pays.
Yeah. So I mean that's kind of why I asked earlier about how do you guys go about networking with these type of people and whatnot, because for me here in Southgate, well, at least in my area, I feel like it's pretty easy. But my confidence in tile work for maybe the past 2 years wasn't really there up until I really got back into it about 4 months ago. But now I'm at the point where, man, I'm ready to take on whatever comes my way, man, because it's like uh I don't know. I just getting back into it. Like I feel more comfortable in doing it now, and I'm talking to people about tile work and things like that. And based on everything that we've learned since like coverings and maybe a little bit before that, it's like, man, this is just too easy now.
Now, I would say, Harry, with with pricing, just with running ads, and trying to communicate with these people, it all depends on the location, right? You might have a contractors association. Omar might not have it in his area. It's very location specific. It's good pointers for everybody to kind of look and go, okay, let me see if I have this. Let me see if this works. Let me see if this works. But I think everybody is going to be slightly different.
But even if you don't have what I have here, Dimitri made a good point. They have realtors get together all the time, and realtors know everybody in the game, in the industry.
They
So
tell houses, they tell the customers they're good people who they can trust and they can build stuff. Because people in my area, there's a lot of people coming from California, from different states with the money to buy nice houses, to do nice work. But you have to get into the game. Like I have this one realtor that I worked with him for like 4 years. Man, this dude gave me a job this year. I'm like, dude, it's easy money.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna try to like flex right now, but I've never made that much in that little point of time. In 7 days, 15K, that's a lot for me. And I was like, I was not even excited about it. I was like, I can actually handle a job to do it that fast, to put it in my schedule and to get it done nicely, that the customer would be satisfied. So all the jobs I did for him, the customer are happy and he will recommend me. But from my end now I have to get the cash from the bank, put it in the envelope and be like, what's up, dude? Let's go for a coffee. Here you go.
Yeah.
Thank you. And this is a connection. This is network.
It's a commission.
He's going to recommend you to every house now because he sells them. He works in this industry. It's just a way to help you to promote your business.
Yeah, it's a win-win. You make me money, I make you money. Yeah. So you mentioned realtor, and this is something I didn't know until I worked with one. He's a realtor for his own house. He's a realtor for Zillow. And I found that Zillow, right, they do hire some independent realtors, but for the most part, they work in teams and not in like teams of 5 or 6. I'm talking like teams, he said like 60 to 70 people. And they're all required to, have a call. They're all required to interact with each other and whatnot. So, it might be worth it to reach out to some of these realtors on Zillow, because if you do good work, they're going to spread that amongst the network. Because we all know anybody can find a contractor, but finding a good one.
Guys, I got to get up out of here.
All right, Harry. Well, how'd you do that? Whoa. How'd you do that? No, the little bubble. Y'all saw that too, right?
Yeah.
I'm not tripping. How'd you do that? Oh. I guess we'll never know. But
blue collar secrets.
Yeah, but you might want to look into the people at Zillow, because I didn't know that was a thing. But realtors definitely make some good money.
Yeah, that's true. They can bring us some good business our way, and we can spread our word around their circle of people that they're meeting, their friends, and their coworkers, and we can get way more business out of there.
Now, also too, where the NC State Fairgrounds is in Raleigh? You ever been there?
No.
So the North Carolina State Fair is there, and they rent that big building out all the time. That's where all the gun shows and the trade shows happen. And occasionally they'll have like a home building show, right, where people are selling gutters. Some people
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I sent that to you actually.
Yeah. I've been on the show. I have even a photo on my profile somewhere with my cousin and he's in their company. We've been on the show twice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I know something about those shows. Yeah, there were same thing as coverings. Same. Not as
local.
massive as coverings, but local. but there's a lot of people. There's like
Yeah.
300-400 companies that get to the show and provide their brand there.
Yeah, and that's a perfect place to hand out cards.
That's
You know,
true.
we do like you know, I don't know about you, but when I go into Home Depot, I've got my company shirt that clearly says I do tile, right? I walk up in the section, I puff up my chest, and I wait for someone to walk up to me because someone inevitably will.
I actually got 3 or 4 jobs from Home Depot just helping people, and they're like,
Oh yeah,
"Do you know something about this?" I'm like, "Of course I do. Let me give
Tile?
you my card. Let me tell you.
I know.
Let me tell you
Yeah.
something about myself. This is wrong. You better get this stuff because this waterproofing is way better than liquid. This better than that."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, you actually know this stuff?" I'm like, "Yes, I work in this industry. So here's my card." They give me a call. I get a job.
Yeah,
Sometimes
I always stop by the tile section. Even when I was up in New York while I was waiting for Omar to meet up. Man, I was advertising on him, you know, and a good line that Omar had brought up that works before. I was like, oh yeah, your contractor's not helping you? They're like, no. I was like, you know, just that's
Yep.
weird. And then you just wait for them to be like, what? They talk to you? They go with you?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
come.
Oh, Harry's phone died.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, he gave us a timeout just in time. He's like, all right, boys, this is it. But
yeah, but no, definitely like there's so many ways to get work like that. And, you know, Contractors Association, there are some around my area, and I'm starting to network more and more with like Adam, for example. That's going to be a big thing too there.
And
you know,
other contractors.
There's limits to why, you know, the situation as to why we haven't grown that fast. Also, it's that's the thing that I think a lot of people need to consider more than capital, than all the ideas, is how fast are you growing, and are you growing at the right speed? You know, because we all know from Misha's podcast that he grew too fast.
Yep.
You know,
You can choke at
he
someone.
didn't learn the business, and it cost him the business. Luckily, he was able to get back on it. But for some other guys, this might be the last one. You know what I mean? So,
And
I
fuck
guess
you,
that's the
Will.
part
And this was the thing for me as well, because at some point when everything was working and, you know, you spend that $10,000 on the credit card and you can pay it out because you have work coming in, and then you get sick for 3 weeks. And then you start to realize that to get back on track for you at the same thing, you have to make up some money to put it in there to keep your wheels going, to keep your wheels spinning. So it took me a little bit of time to get back into the game as well. I was gone from social media. I wasn't even there.
Yeah, we were concerned about you, man. We had to call you up.
Yeah, it was a tough time for me. And
You still
look
alive?
at me right now. Right now, I have 4 projects open in the same time. I got 2 bathrooms that I'm getting done at the same time. I have a house where I'm working on the fireplace. Also, I'm going to do their staircase. And right now, I started actually a 4th job. So 4 projects open at the same time. I am able to manage everything. All the customers are satisfied and happy. People are working everywhere, and I am like a squirrel everywhere.
Bounce, yeah, just ding,
Spinning
ding,
that
ding,
wheel.
ding, 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 ding.
Yep. And
Come waiting for the
works.
farthest job.
Because,
The other.
This is the only way that you actually gonna make money. You won't be able to make enough money for one job to pay everything, and everything will work. You have to take on risks. You have to take 2-3 jobs on. Like at 4 jobs, I feel comfortable. I feel right now that I can manage even 5 jobs. But can I take a 6th job on? I don't think so. I'm gonna choke, and somebody's not gonna have enough attention, and they're gonna get mad. So I grew to some point where I can I can manage 4 jobs a month. I can do 2 bathrooms, 3 bathrooms in the same time, and a staircase or a fireplace or a kitchen. You know, I'm gonna feel comfortable. I'm gonna feel busy. But if a 5th job comes in, I can do it. Small task, I do it all the time.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, I understand that completely. So, but we are actually coming on, you know, a little bit over an hour. So I would say, Dimitri, go ahead and give us some final words and some advice, and then tell us where we can find you, because and we'll definitely have to get you back on at some point.
Thank you guys for having me on here. It was a pleasure talking to you. I know all of you personally from coverings, and I'm looking forward for next year coverings. I'm definitely gonna be there. I'm gonna bring one of my guys with me there as well. And you can also find me I'm on YouTube. I'm starting my YouTube thing, and I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm kind of trying to do the TikTok stuff. So yeah, same thing. DJ Pro Modeling is everywhere, and we're getting there step by step.
Yes, sir.
And
All
I'll
right.
be glad to be here on next time and talk about other stuff.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for coming on, and we'll go ahead and end this episode.